Okay, Paul, let's go. What have you got for me?
Okay, question. So these are like some of the reflections that I've had using activation, like things that I wanted to ask.
So my question quickly before my little reflection is, when you read your long list of 1,000 questions, just see if in our discussion in the last hour, if any of them are different. As in, when you have new learning, you have to then adapt your, because these are the questions from Paul 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
The man sitting in front of me may have new insights and therefore may have a different way of asking the same question.
I think already, like from that, like a lot of the questions I had around my own physical stuff have already kind of been wiped to the side for the moment, because I think you're right. I need to go and move freely and do the Ido Portal and have fun with my body. And so kind of all those questions I basically...
No. I didn't say go do the Ido stuff.
Do the Paul stuff.
Do the dog stuff.
The dog stuff.
Because that is the Paul stuff. When you're doing the Ido stuff, you're going to go pull out your manual and you're going to go follow instructions. Your instructors are your dogs. Okay, that's what you're following. That's what you're moving. You can also play tag with your dog. See if you can actually get up to a whole minute, not just 45 seconds before you die. You know, that'd be kind of...
45 seconds of running around. I would point out my dogs are fast, so it's intense running around. But anyway.
Yeah, but dude, 45 seconds.
Okay, let me look through this list. So I had a question about breathing, right? So we talk about engaging the diaphragm, and I know in previous courses there's been some healthy jestful discussions between you and Pilates instructors about the extent to which you engage your pelvic floor and whether you breathe laterally through the ribs and all this sort of stuff. What I have been finding myself thinking about is, when I breathe through my diaphragm, am I holding on to my pelvic floor? Am I letting that go? Am I breathing? Like, I basically feel like I've got three compartments. I can either breathe just in my belly, I can breathe in my belly and then down all the way into my perineum, or I can breathe through all three up into here as well. And so when it comes to like figuring out, how do I bring this diaphragmatic breathing that we learn in activation back to functional exercise, where I'm doing squats, doing deadlifts, doing running, doing climbing, you know, whatever. How do I, because I can engage all of it or none of it. And how do I still do, what does it look like
well, you know, if you were doing good analysis, you would go, I have three types of diaphragmatic breathing that I believe that I can do. Let me go do a deadlift and do one of them. Then let me go and do a deadlift and do the other one. And then let me do the third one and see which one seems to be the most effective for my body. That's good science, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've done. I just didn't know if it meant I was not doing it optimally.
Well, I don't know, because the thing is that when you have so many checklists in your brain is driving your breath. You're not even like an apical breather or a high apical breather. You are breathing with your friggin' brain, brother. You know, it's like, you know that you are breathing right when you are not thinking about breathing right. You are just, you know, it's like, so as you're sitting here, find your belly button, stick your thumb into your belly button.
Yeah.
Take your index or your middle finger about 5 centimeters below, then take your finger out your belly button, your thumb. So feel that pointy little bit. So create a little push in there. Now breathe into your finger. Okay, just breathe into your finger. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. In. And again, into your finger. So expand into your finger. And one more. Oh, did your brain just shut off a little bit?
You're joking. It's impossible.
You look for a second, you look a little glazed over.
I think
So if you give your system one place to focus on, one thing to do, not a whole instruction manual on what, because the instruction manual takes you into your head and out of what you feel. If you've got a pointy thing that you breathe into, that's what you're doing. And when you're doing that, you can always ask the question, once you've got good at this, hey, am I engaging my pelvic floor at the same time or not? Am I doing this or not? If I allow my body just to drop into this, allow, drop, stop thinking, all of that is when you getting where you need to go. It's the letting go and trusting that your system is going to guide you in the right place. Not I'm going to make sure that analytically I'm doing the right things. Because the minute you're analyzing, you are not, no matter what you think you're analyzing. So that's why there's no right answer, because I would have to say that all three are wrong if you're thinking about it.
When I'm doing it, I'm definitely thinking a lot about, is this right? Should I be breathing into my back? Should I be breathing 360 down, up? Yeah, I think a lot.
Yeah. And so in the minute you're thinking, you are not feeling, because they don't coexist. They cannot coexist. Because thinking just leads to conclusions, where feelings lead to movement and action. It's quite interesting. So like if you want to get people to do anything, you have to engage their emotional system. You have to create feeling and emotion, and that creates movement. Then they go and motivate and do something. But if you just give someone a whole lot of facts and conclusions on why something's important with no emotional thing, they'll go, oh, cool, that's nice. And there's no energy towards it. So while your brain is engaging so much in what's right, what's this, you aren't even asking your body, what do you think's right? By feeling. And it's kind of, it really comes down to the more we can actually trust what feels right. And so you may be going, wow, that's interesting. Today, this is what it felt like. And tomorrow when I do it, it feels different. Okay, you're just comparing what it felt like. Whereas, well, today I was using this and engaging, breathing backwards and doing this and doing that. If your body wants to breathe backwards, it'll breathe backwards. And sometimes when we're doing training, we can show it that there are other places it can go. But it's like let's just take golf. The golf pro who is the most irritating is the one that you hear giving their client, okay, so you do this, then you do this, and they've got a whole checklist of things that they're going to do. And so every time I'm working with golfers, and there are pro golfers like this, and in fact, one of our top guys, he had got so caught up in his checklist that like I was like, let me just show you something really simple, and it's just literally how you get into your stance position. You've forgotten that. And literally the one took him into his quads and his abs and locked him up. So he was driving from his knees and his ankles and his shoulders. And the other one, he stuck his butt back and suddenly he was driving from his hips and his old swing came back. And I wish I'd like actually kind of said session starts now and then said, okay, that was $50 million for that piece of insight. But that took him back to his old swing. And he's like, I've been working so hard to find that swing. Yes, you've been trying with a whole checklist of things and you weren't feeling what your body was doing. The very first thing you did was already wrong, and everything you do after that is going to be wrong too. So you can change the position of your wrist, rotate here, change the hand position. Oh, my foot must do this, I must do that. And then it's a hope and a pray, because you're in this up here and you're feeling nothing. You're doing the same thing by so wanting to do the right thing that you're actually not doing anything. So you have got to go out. You have actually a new extra piece of homework now. You have to, for the next 7 days, this is one of those, this is your mission if you choose to accept. For the next 7 days, every day, you have to fail at one thing.
Oh, wow.
You need to go out and fail at something. Sometimes that failure might be that you go ask your wife to do something, you know, she's going to punch you, or reject you. You know, it's something like that. Those are the simple ones. But do you accept this mission?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what I'll do.
Oh, no. You can think about it afterwards. You know, people.
I can't. What's interesting and what's coming out of this whole thing is I say to all of my clients and patients about feeling, about parasympathetic, about just don't overthink it, just feel it, just go with it. I find it really difficult to do it for myself.
Oh, no kidding. I'm so glad you've come to this realization. So everything we're doing here is about getting you out of your head and getting you into your body. But the head also requires you to get the right answer, to do the right thing. And you need to learn that failure is awesome. Failure is what increases your ability, because if you fear failure, you will only attempt things that you will be 100% successful at. You guaranteed. Whereas if you are okay with failing, then you will do a whole lot more things, and you will expand your consciousness, and you will expand your everything in your system, because you're going to go to places, and if it doesn't work out, it's okay. It's so huge. It's so important. So let's train you to fail.
Yes. This is going to be a fun 7 days.
Oh, yes. You know, so not only are you videoing yourself, wagging your ass in the air for 5 minutes every day, rolling around on your back, going under the covers, because you said you wanted to video it. I didn't give you that option, but you chose it. You know, if that's not your first failure, I don't know, but we're not counting that one.
I was just thinking, that's great. I've done my first one. Check. Oh God. Okay.
Because can you see how scary that is? Can you actually feel that your system goes, oh my God, I've got to think about how to fail, where I've geared myself my entire life, how to succeed, how to do right, how to be right, how to be the best. I want to be the best dad. I don't want to fuck it up. You are going to fuck it up. As long as the intent is right, and you bring and when things go wrong, you go, I will get this right next time. I won't. Oh God, I won't do that ever again. I'm so bad. No, you're not. We all screw up. But that's the whole point of life and living. And those are the edges where we find and discover ourselves, and that's the areas where we grow. We don't grow when we keep doing things that we're good at. All we do is we pat ourselves on the back a hell of a lot. Wow, I'm so good. Look, I did it again. Woo! I'm the man. and actually, it's like this. It's like you do something and you go, "Hada!" and they go, "No," and you go, "Oh crap! Oh, I love it. I love it. Like, I get things wrong all the time. I love it because I know that I'm going to learn something. You know, I know it's uncomfortable. I think people are often surprised because so many people who proclaim to have some knowledge, they only give you the stuff that works. You know, and they'll have some sob story. You know, this is my story on how I got there, and this is how I suffered. But now I'm perfect. No, actually, we're not. We're all human. We all fall down. We all have shitty days. We all have this. But can you engage with that? Can you feel it? You know, too many people, the minute there's something uncomfortable, they're trying to get out of it. No, feel the discomfort. Figure out why it's uncomfortable. And then next time, when you go back to that same place, you'll go, oh, I'm not worried about you. And you can move through it. And those uncomfortable things are both in our physical body, in our emotional body, in our behaviors, in our mind, all of those things. But when you can get out of your head and into your body, you'll truly be able to give your mind, which has so much amazing knowledge and information, you'll be able to give it a foundation on which to actually integrate it, because you're not integrating. You just have a hell of a lot of knowledge. But how can you integrate it? Because it's never come into you. It's had windows of that.
Mm. It's a big thing I need to engage with, this whole getting out of my head.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing, dude. It's a beautiful thing. Because what's going to happen when you get out of your head is all that can happen is you're going to discover more of you and more of who you truly are.
Mm.
It's all in there. You know, so in your head, what we have is a whole lot of cleverness about what everyone else does and thinks and how they are in the world. And there's a bit of you. But the rest of you that's just you, that's here. That's the stuff that your dogs are waiting for. That's the stuff when it's like, it's not going to be easy. I'm not saying, you know, it's a woohoo. It's not a movie where it's all, you know, yeah, but it's hard. But dude, you're worth it.
Mm.
You in yourself. See, the interesting thing is, like, when we did the hand thing and you did this, what did you feel?
Not
And
a
your
lot.
brain went, I wonder what I'm meant to be feeling right now. I'm not really sure. I wonder what Doug thinks is happening. I wonder this, and I wonder, should I, and what should I say, and what's the right thing? There's no right thing. You either felt it or you didn't. You didn't. Did you notice how quickly I moved on?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, what I was doing is I was sharing something that for me was incredibly powerful, that literally shifted my entire reality. That's what worked for me. I shared it with you. You did it. Nothing. Okay, cool. It wasn't that. So what you saw technically was me sharing something and failing because it did nothing for you. But if my energy is different and I shared it to share it, and let's see, hey, dude, this is my story. This is what happened. Let's give it a go. Oh, well, nothing. Okay, cool. It's not that. Done. Not shit. Let's do it harder, more intensity. Da, 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 da. You know, come on. Maybe if we hum at the same time and engage our pelvic floor and I want, you know, no, it didn't work. On we go. And so we're going to find more and more of you when you get into your body, when you start feeling, exploring, playing, and that'll be fun.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Less thinking, more doing.
Yeah, and it's not, you know, it's not even doing. It's just being with, you know. You don't always have to sit up straight. You don't always have to have an amazing, you know. Sometimes you can give yourself permission to not always be right, to not always have to know the answer before you do something, because that's a lot of stress and pressure that your system has to hold on to. It has to stay alert and vigilant all the time, because if the thing is, but what if I don't know, and what if I don't get this right? So you have to keep seeking answers in case you don't have the answer yet. Well, you know, nobody has the answer. Just in case you're not sure, nobody has the answer. What we have is, this is what we've discovered in our journey, and this is how we do it. This is the best answer I have to share with you. It may be an answer that serves you, and it may be an answer that doesn't. But it's mine, and I'm sharing. When I started, so 16 years ago, I was very much, this is the answer, this is amazing, this is wrong, this is right. And that was hard, because all it did is it encouraged people to challenge, to push against. And now someone can go, I don't agree with what you said. Okay, awesome. That's wonderful. Why don't you agree? Because maybe I'll learn something, because maybe they've got a better perspective. But if I go, screw you for not agreeing, I don't care if you don't agree. But maybe you can question me, and I can think about what I already know differently, so I know it even better.
No, you're right.
That's kind of weird, isn't it? It's like there is no magic activation point for you. There's get on the ground and roll around with the dogs and put it all down. And you know, it's like, see what happens. See what happens, because we don't know.
My doorbell's just gone again.
Yeah, this is not a Saved by the Bell.
I feel like it is.
Sorry to bother you. Just go around the corner, move away from the dog. And just been running down the side.
So for anybody who is watching or listening, it's so interesting when we're having these conversations, because Paul has a long list of questions and he had warned me. I'm just talking to the audience while you're off playing with the package. And all the questions that he had prepared was because he wanted to feed his mind. And actually we can't, if I engage him at that, then I'm not helping and serving him.
I'd go one step further as well. When I first messaged you and asked to speak to you, I was at such a stage of frustration, self-doubt. You know, I've been doing all this great work for everyone for years, not everyone, but people I see for years. I achieve these amazing results, and people give me these quite mind-blowing testimonials when they tell me how I've changed their life, but I can't change my own life.
People always comment about how amazing all your stories and 3,000 stories are. So I really appreciate that.
I'm not very good at that. But that's
no,
the
he
bit.
has none on there, just in case anyone's not sure. Yeah.
I'm not very good with going online and putting myself out there. I need to I need to do more of this. But when I reached out to you, it was that sense of real, why can't I do this for myself? What am I getting wrong? And it was, again, overthinking it. What, you know,
went
how do
I sit in the corner and thought about it?
Yeah. And then I thought I need to get more intellect from Doug. So I reached out, and actually it turns out that it's not the intellect I need at all. It's less
There are
of
a lot
that.
of people out there laughing, thinking, dude, you actually thought you'd get intellect from Doug? In the wrong places, brother.
I sort of had to say that because they're listening. Yeah.
So here is another thing that I'm going to share that may or may not work for you. So way back in like when I first started doing the podcast like this, I'm sure that I shared with someone that one of the things that I found useful that I do sometimes when I'm really not sure what's going on in my head is I grab this and I go to my little tape recorder thing and I press record. And usually I do this in my car. And I get in my car and I drive and I talk. And I talk and I talk and I let out whatever's there. And I find, and there was one particular time I literally drove 6 hours all the way around the coast. It was awesome. And I can tell you how my mind changed between Muizenberg and Fish Hoek to Simonstown, because I'd almost got that part out of my system. And then I'd relook at the same thing. I'd go, oh crap, there's something underneath. That was just the surface stuff. And then I went deeper and deep. And I can literally go geographically along our coastline, what parts came up and where I was at. And what was so interesting is when it's all up here, then it's just a jumbled mess up here. For me, when I get it out, sometimes I sit there and go, oh my God, dude, what rubbish have you got in your head? And sometimes I go, wow, that's amazing. I haven't thought of that. And the reason I hadn't thought of that is because all that other crap was in the way. So one of the things that I would be saying to you as a highly important thing is you know so much about what everybody else thinks. The only person that we don't actually know what you think is you, because you've not integrated that. So you need to stop learning. You need to stop finding what the next expert thinks, and you need to tell us and figure out what Paul thinks. What Paul thinks is in his body, by the way. And I remember, oh man, it's actually a couple of years ago. I was really, I was probably listening to about 3 or 4 podcasts every day. I was enjoying a lot of Dave Asprey's stuff and a whole lot of different people, and they're all experts. And I remember again driving and having this, oh God, I know what 20 different experts think, but I have no idea what I think anymore. Because I know, because it's all about them. So I've got drawn out good people, nothing, not their problem, my issue. I haven't integrated into me. What does Doug think? You know, and so it's that when you drop into your body, you will know what you think. And just in case you're not sure, that will make you an awesome dad.
Let's hope so.
No, we don't do hope. Hope is the last thing that left Pandora's box, because hope is bullshit. Hope has no action to it. It's not a feeling or an emotion. It's a helplessness.
Yeah.
So you have choices, and your choices get out of your head, get into your body by going and using your pseudo children, your hairy mutts, and letting them guide you. If you had a baby in your household, I'd be asking you to do this through your child. Your children teach so amazingly you to be present. Your dogs are begging you to be present, you know, and at least your one dog at least has had 45 seconds of dad being present now. That's amazing. And you can do better. You can do better.
Definitely. No, I know. And it's funny because one of them, she's so mischievous and characterful and playful. I always somewhat pretentiously maybe, but
she sounds like a little shit.
Yeah, she is. And she's like that fairy off Midsummer Night's Dream who just goes around messing everything up and causing havoc. I can't remember what she's called. And Puck, I think her name is. And
yes.
Yeah, we always laugh about the fact that but she does force you to get out of yourself and to laugh, because amongst all the mischief, she has so much fun with doing things that she clearly knows she's not meant to do and getting into mischief that you just can't help but laugh, and you're trying to be annoyed and you're trying to tell her off and say, no, don't do that. And I just find myself laughing. And then as soon as I laugh, she knows I'm laughing and she does it more, because as soon as my face cracks, she's seen it. It's so funny.
Yeah. So your dogs really are a beautiful guide. And really, the last time you and I were together in February, that was where all the conversations lay anyway. You know, and so I think what's so awesome here is the gift is everything that you need, you've got it already. You know, you have you and you have your dogs in your house with you right now.
It's 13 hours.
Oh, it's now 13 hours. And so that's wonderful because it's everything that you need. So you don't need to go outside looking for what tool, what knowledge do I need? No, you have it already. Now it's time to go and learn, to go and play, to go and fail and fall on your face and let your dogs, you know, lick you and snuggle with you and support you and help you up.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And I think that will be amazing.
I think all the questions that I had planned to ask you as well are now pretty irrelevant because they're all intellectual things about how can I do this better? How can I do that better? And I don't feel like I really need that. It's more about getting out of my head.
Yeah. And the thing is that usually the answers we're looking for are actually really straightforward and simple. It doesn't mean they're easy. And sometimes because it's almost like your thinking brain is fighting to survive. So the more your body comes online, the more it's going to have to shut up, and it's fighting for its life. So it's going to work very hard to create resistance and create challenge for you. You know, oh, well, it's raining. No, we didn't say rain was a problem. You know, out on the pseudo grass, no matter what, you know, day or night, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No. Because we can always find reasons not to do stuff. But what you need to do here is you need to find reasons to do it because you're worth it. and because it's you have done all this amazing work to help people get into their bodies. Now it's time that you do that for you.
Mm. Boom.
Peace out, brother. Yeah.
Drop the mic. Yeah, no, it's true. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's spot on.
But you see this, and this is what's so important. It's just we have conversation and we figure it out, and we you know, we check in a week's time and you go, wow, amazing. Or you go, dude, that was ridiculous. I have 50,000 more questions now because as I wag my ass in the air, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. You know, and that's the thing. You don't know, but it's worth doing.
Mm. Yeah, no, 100%.
And the interesting part, this is what I think I'm seeing. It's always tough on Zoom, but in your system kind of getting it, even that alone, the questions stop. And you can feel that when this goes just a little quieter, the body starts to go, thanks, I'm here.
Mm.
And it's more online, just in the realization, in the awareness that this is where the beautiful work's going to take place.
Mm. There's definitely recognition right now of like you just said, just slowing everything down and not needing to have all these questions answered. And I said to you at the start, like, I think I've got a lot of the answers I already need, but there's that kind of desire to look for it outside from someone else who's a specialist, because then it must be right, rather than trusting yourself.
And the thing is, remember, really important, and if it's not right, it's okay.
Mm.
The only thing you ever need to check on is, did anybody die? And if the answer is no, then it's okay. It can be fixed. You know, it's and I know that, like, people are going to even go, oh, that's not politically correct. And no, get over yourselves, people, because the thing is that it's okay to be wrong. It's okay. That's where the learning takes place. And if it's not okay, you spend all this time in this avoidance place because of what could possibly happen when you get it wrong. But some of the coolest things have happened when you don't get it right. You know, 3M as a company. See, I'm starting up again now. 3M as a company entirely is designed on products that didn't work. And they're a big company. So how's that? And so everyone can go, what's he talking about? Go look it up. Google has answers for you.
I was going to say, I've never heard of them, so I will go look it up.
3M is the company that's, you know, the sticky notes.
Never heard of it.
You've never taken those yellow notes and stuck them on the wall and on the fridge? Little sticky 3Ms?
Oh, 3M. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Like Post-it.
Post-it notes. Yep, 3M. And you go see how many products in the world have a little 3M on them. They take something that didn't work in one place and apply it somewhere else and go make a crap load of money.
I can see the 3M now that you said it. Yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, someone's failure, when re-engineered in the way we think about it, can be a massive success over here.
Yeah. And I guess the real key is to try to figure out what system or tool to reset that focus.
Oh God, I was about to drop the mic, and then you want to think about systems and fucking tools and dude, you need to shut the hell up now and go right now outside and wiggle your ass in the air, play with your dogs on the ground, go do that stuff. Because your head started to wake up and, oh, I'll go check 3M. That was my bad. I gave you something to play with. So now you want to go do it. No. Done.
I ruined your moment.
Yeah. Well, there's, you know, you made failure for me.
There's my failure. I failed in letting you have your moment.
Yeah, that one, that was your freebie, but that doesn't count for today.
Damn it.
All right, dude. Well, good. So you and I will check in about 7 days' time. In the
Yeah.
meantime, whenever you want to put up your videos of you rolling around and doing all these things, I think this interview actually is going to go out, the first part, today. So when you add your videos, people will actually know what you're talking about. Maybe
I'll put them out there.
Excellent. Good man.
As always, Dougie, it was awesome to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for taking care of me up until we got to this point, by the way. Really important. I appreciate that massively.
Well, I meant it, so.
I know. Now it's time that we do that for you.
All right, dude.
Sweet. Have a good one.
Take care, buddy. Thank you very much.
Get outside.
I'm going now.